What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have so many exciting updates to unpack today. Binance, excellent price predictions, and more. So hit that subscribe, hit that like. Binance announces CEO Richard Teng to discuss quote-unquote what's ahead for Binance and Cardano with Cardano Foundation CEO at Cardano Summit in Dubai tomorrow, the 23rd. Now, can you watch a live stream? Yes. The Cardano Summit directly has a registration where you can opt in for a live stream. I will be covering it as quick as I can on X and elsewhere. So make sure you guys are following me over on Twitter to get those updates. Super exciting to see this come together because we have seen how CZ has highlighted the importance of compliance. Richard Teng also echoing the same thing, maturity, compliance, highlighting how in the beginning they were moving really fast. And so I think there's a lot of interest. People are expecting Cardano Native tokens, maybe something else. I'm trying to err on the side of caution. I'm optimistic, but I will wait. I'm not going to comment with certainty. I see a lot of people rushing and saying, oh, they're going to list CNTs. Guys, let's wait and see patiently and ground our expectations, but super exciting nonetheless. Nice new achievement by World Mobile, surpassing 900 days of network uptime. Fantastic milestone, and taking a look at the stats in more detail, fantastic. We're almost at 902 days and almost 100,000 unique users 24 hours. Guys, there's like more users for World Mobile than many networks alone. So really bullish on World Mobile. I actually like the multi-chain strategy, and I think it will bring more eyes to Cardano in the end. Crypto with James, he covers a bunch of altcoins. He's been around for years. I didn't know about him, but I found him talking about ADA over on YouTube. Says, I still think Cardano ADA can get to a new all-time high. $5 could easily be on the cards. Cardano is well established as one of the strong coins in crypto. It is also likely to get an ETF. Charles Hoskinson is one of my favorite guys in crypto. So he's had some good callouts on altcoins in the previous cycle. And I like this objective take. One being the price target. You guys know that we talk about that $5 to $7 range. It's kind of erring on the side of caution, but it's possible. And that it's a well-established coin, right? That brand staple name. Safe and secure. Been around. Network effect. Community. I don't see why Cardano can't run. So I agree with James. Definitely a new all-time high is possible. We'll take a look at TradingView, BTC.D. We'll take a look at Bitcoin Global Search and more at the end. Common Sense Crypto, a very XRP Chad. And you guys know I say good things about XRP. We know that IOG joined as final founding members alongside Ripple and XRP Labs in the DREC Alliance. We know that Charles, in that DREC Alliance video, spoke highly of the Ripple CTO, David Schwartz. We know there's a lot of common interests. We know that Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO, expects a Cardano US-centric ETF and much more. So there's a lot of common interests and alliances. He says that Cardano is ISO compliant. Here he's responding to the video by Charles saying that Cardano will overtake Bitcoin and Ethereum in the years to come. So he's defending Charles. He says Cardano is going to be part of the new financial system, highlighting the ISO 20022 compliance, which is that global standard which just a few altcoins are part of, including XRP and a few others. I absolutely do think ADA is going to be better than Bitcoin. ISO compliant networks are going to flip Bitcoin. You're going to watch utility take over this market. Now, guys, I think Bitcoin will always be around. I don't like to go so hard, but I do like the optimism and enthusiasm he has in terms of defending Charles. And he highlighted that like Bitcoin has just been propped up, in his own words, verbatim quote, propped up by Tether. You know, a lot of people talk about Bitcoin, DeFi, but who's buying decentralized Bitcoin? It's kind of an interesting paradox to think of, an interesting thought study. Let's move on. And I like Bitcoin. I just want to make it clear. I do like Bitcoin, and I appreciate that the XRP army is also standing up for Charles and seeing the value in utility. Charles says midnight coming 2025 is all about computational privacy. Private smart contracts, selective disclosure. Privacy is a human right, a business requirement. Fundamental for DAOs, real world assets valued at $20 trillion. Yes, you heard that right, 20 trillion with a T. Electronic health records and supply chains. Now, this is probably part of the 13 clips. Guys, I've split up the whole 1.5 hour podcast presentation into 13 clips. So anything you guys want to see in detail, verbatim quote, it's all on Twitter. Second one here, which is fantastic, which ties nicely. Because Partnerchains bring new capabilities to the entire blockchain industry, says Charles. Midnight launches, guys, I need to repeat this, as a Cardano Native Asset. It's a Cardano Native Asset. It's a CNA. So this idea that Charles is leaving is FUD. It's not accurate. Why? Well, it's launching as a Cardano Native Asset and on the Midnight Ledger as a partner chain. Why is that? Because it's the first mover to showcase to partner chains kind of how it's done, right? The first one. So Cardano Native Asset, it will be also as a partner chain. ADA can sell services connected to Bitcoin, Ethereum, SOL. They can pay in their own respective native currency. Partner chains will feel like a layer 2, an extension of their own infrastructure secured by Cardano, right? The SPOs and everything. So there will be that flow. Value will flow in and out of Cardano. Cardano's not going anywhere. Cardano will be the heart of all of this. So the nonsense FUD guys, just filter it out. They don't know what they're talking about. Just trust what Charles is saying, you know? Rather than banking on what some goblin is saying, we can just go straight to Charles and see the words he's saying. Midnight Cardano Native Asset. Well, that's out of the way. Rosen Bridge, guys, we saw them do the Ethereum integration, allowing seamless cross-chain between Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ergo, and they listed a ton of Cardano native tokens. So they've done some updates. If you're interested in bridging, do check out Rosen Bridge. Everything's always linked below. Good to see. And like they said, Cardano assets now transferable between Ergo, Ethereum, and all future supported networks, which they also want to add Solana in the future, just like how we saw with WANchain. Now, before we jump into price, let's talk about some Bitcoin stuff. Bitcoin wallets will be able to interact with any existing Cardano Dapp, funded by Catalyst, the smoothest onboarding process you'll ever see. Want to know more? Let's chat in Dubai. Now, let's take a look at this clip briefly. It's just 14 seconds. And the reason why this is interesting is that, guys, we are getting to the stage where Bitcoin users will be able to do stuff on the Cardano DeFi ecosystem with no Cardano wallet. Like a seamless native integration. I don't know how it's done. I'm not a developer, but talk about removing barriers to entry. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that something new is coming. Founding Entity EMURGO says something new is coming to Cardano, a significant technical advancement from a fellow UTXO chain. Who could it be? Well, I got my eyes peeled up for that. We'll be watching it. And it ties in nicely finally to this. A quote retweet from Stake, and big shout out to Stake for the excellent graphics and the generative AI translations of what was happening over in Argentina. Probably Bitcoin Cardano integration. So we're seeing, guys, Twitter posts about Bitcoin users being able to just get staking rewards and this like beautiful synergy between Bitcoin and Cardano. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think we're going to see a lot of exciting potential Bitcoin Cardano announcements. We may also see, again, those CNT listings and what will happen with Binance. I'm not as excited about this personally, but I do know it's important, and it could be a huge push for their narrative, and yeah, it could be exciting. What do you guys think about the synergy between Cardano and Bitcoin, making it interconnected and having a Bitcoin wallet and doing Cardano DeFi stuff and even getting like staking rewards? But the most exciting thing for me has to be hands down the Binance, because I really want to see what Richard Teng will say, and especially since Binance said that, talking about what's ahead for Binance and Cardano. Definitely has our hopes up. What do you guys think it will be, Binance? What will Richard Teng and Frederik discuss? Let's take a look at price. So we come up a little bit, 3.6. You guys know I have some stables on the side to buy more if we go down like beneath 3.3. I really like that local floor, but I don't know if we'll ever come back to that local floor. The new low might pretty much just be like that 3.4, 3.3 maybe at worst. And even James did say that like 33-cent ADA is super cheap. That was in his video description. So, I agree with him. And so let's take a look at TradingView and then Google Trends. So we're looking here at TradingView Bitcoin dominance at nearly 59%. We do know, guys, as just a reminder, January 2018, these blue vertical lines are the all-time highs for Cardano ADA. The first one, January 2018, we had a 38% BTC.D and then a little bit higher at 40%, give or take. So we need Bitcoin dominance to tumble to green light altcoin season, and we'll see a lot of the altcoin blue chips run up, be it ADA, XRP, and others. But also another indicator, a precursor for the altcoin season is Bitcoin global search, interest over time. We know that the peak was in May 2021, according to Google, and the masses are just not here yet, 18%. So there's that 82% delta between now, how we just closed last week, and May of 2021. So if we kind of go back in time, if we think that this is kind of like 2020, right? Post 2020, we had the halving, we were tumbling down, and we hit an ATL of like 11% interest. And as we began to rise, we started to have we had Safe Moon listed in March, and these times we had meme coin season going off. So we really need to start getting into the 20-30% before we can really be serious about altcoin season beginning. And I think as interest over time surges on Google Trend for Bitcoin globally, we will start to see this maybe push a little bit higher and then dump. Just how we saw here that tumble, just how we saw here that tumble. That is the green light to altcoin season. So back to price. I agree with James. I think that $5 is easy. Like he said, $5 easily is on the cards. I think minimum Q1, Q2 of next year. Is a US-centric ETF around the corner? Probably. We already have a bunch of ETPs that are backed by ADA and have staking rewards. I know some people push back, but I always remind them that those ETPs exist. And there's also index funds that we have for ADA. So there is VC interest there. It's just a matter of time. We got brand, narrative, community, culture, SNEC. Tons of things are ready to make us go off. We didn't even have smart contracts when we hit $3. So I don't see any reason why we can't surpass the previous all-time high, given the great performance in last cycle and everything that we have now going for our chain, which is the safe and secure network that is our resilient narrative and really backed by an excellent charismatic leader, Charles Hoskinson. Think of him at what you will, and even if some stuff are a little too idealistic, I would rather have someone who is articulate, intelligent, and very charismatic and optimistic on the chain rather than just nothing at all, right? So let me know what you guys think. Is $5 too low? Is it optimistic? Do you have a higher price prediction? I think $5 to $7 is reasonable, even though the market cap would be big. We know that prices can rally up really high and speculation can just send projects. So let me know, what's your price prediction and time? And finally, what do you think will be announced tomorrow? Binance, Cardano Summit, Richard Teng. What do you think? Do you think it'll be CNTs? What will it be? Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next Angry Crypto Show.